I'm selling some Bitcoin. True story, not clickbait, really happening. For Ethereum. Also, true story, not clickbait, really happening. I want to discuss why this is the case, why I am trading some Bitcoin for some Ethereum, what my rationale is, what the exact trade that I'm looking to pull off here is. Let's get into it. So, Ethereum. I still have my trade open, by the way, at $2,680. Actually moved it up to $2,682. Unix's wick yesterday came to 2,679 and some change. Almost got triggered, which is in hindsight good that it didn't, because the price has then pulled back. But we can see that this area is indeed a very important area of price control right now on the daily for Ethereum. I still think that trade will move pretty violently at some point. We can see the MACD histograms continuing to trend higher back towards the zero line. MACD remaining very, very tight. We have a potential RSI control line breakout coming in the next few days as well. Would line up, of course, with the MACD move if that happens. We continue to be stuck between our rock and a hard place here. Of course, we have the 200-day exponential moving average right here, 200-day SMA, not on the chart currently. Let's stick that on the chart here for you so you can see it. 200-day SMA, this is the simple moving average, of course, which is less respondent to recent price action. That currently is sitting right up here around $2,680. That's the hard place. This is the resistance we need to get above. Look at that. Came right up to it yesterday. Right up to that line, rejected again. So you can see how important the market is respecting this line here and this line here. Price continues to coil up within these. The moving average is moving about $20, $30 a day, closer up and closer down. So about $50 a day, approximate price movement of these two moving averages. The price continues to get squeezed between them. How much longer can that last? Nobody knows, but we will find out. Again, betting on an upside breakout here eventually for Ethereum. That'll send us up to $3,000 or even $3,300. That order is in currently, waiting to be filled on. Hopefully we're going to catch the breakout and not just immediately get wicked out, but we'll see how that goes. If you want to trade Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, dog coins, whatever your fancy happens to be, you should be checking out Unix. Best place to be trading coins these days is on Unix, hottest exchange in crypto right now. No KYC, no VPN, means you literally can trade from anywhere in the world when you're using Unix. And they have some insane deals. You get $10 just for starting your account. You're going to have to $400 in deposit bonuses, which is pretty damn crazy if you ask me. So you deposit $1,000, you get $200 back. If you deposit $2,000, you get $400 back and up to $2,000 in trading bonuses. The more you actually start trading on the exchange, the more cash you get back in your pocket. And exclusively for the month of June, the guys at Unix are giving away $1,000 a day. So you have to check into my live streams to see if you're a winner or not. But if you sign up using the link down below, you'll be going into that daily draw to win one of two prizes of $500. So two people win $500 every day, Monday to Friday, during my live streams. It's $1,000 a day we're giving away. Go check it out. Link down below. So why the heck, let's get into the topic now. Why the heck would I sell my Bitcoin? Never sell your Bitcoin, Lark, you fool. I know, look, anytime I've ever sold Bitcoin, it's always, of course, a regrettable situation. I hope that this will not be a similar situation. I've had to sell a few Bitcoin for unexpected tax bills before. That sucked. Had to. Gambled some Bitcoin. Oh, the amount of Bitcoin I've gambled away over the years on stupid shit coins. You have no idea. No idea, guys. Anyway, this, in my mind, is a very logical trade. And maybe it'll come back to bite me in the ass. Maybe ETH is really just not going to catch the moment with the vibe. But we've had a lot of good things going on with ETH. And it seems like the Ethereum team has been listening. They've been implementing the feedback that they've been getting online. There's a move to 10x Ethereum main chain transactions within the next year. We see Ethereum treasury companies. We see the biggest amount of staking. I think about $1 billion in ETH has been staked in the last week. It's crazy. A lot of stuff going on, okay? So things in the background are starting to move around for Ethereum. The vibe's shifting. Charts are shifting, more importantly. Because you can see, we had this relentless downtrend on the ETH BTC chart from July 24 till we hit the bottom here in May. Okay, almost a year downtrend with ETH BTC non-stop bleeding, continually rejected. Even as Bitcoin started smashing new highs in December, ETH BTC was still bleeding. Only had a tiny recovery, but it just kept on bleeding. And of course, it got absolutely decimated, ETH USD as well as ETH BTC, in the recent sell-off. ETH was one of the strongest ones to bounce back, though, and even though I sold my Ethereum spot position, I'm now in an Ethereum Bitcoin denominated trade, so holding spot Ethereum to flip back into spot Bitcoin in the future. And that is solely based on what I'm seeing in the charts right now and my belief that the ETH BTC ratio will go much higher during this cycle, back to an approximate mean revision of the 0.05 line. So essentially that at some point during this cycle, 20 Ethereum is going to buy 1 Bitcoin again. Right now you get 40 Ethereum for 1 Bitcoin. So the trade is this. We had the breakout here. This is the weekly charts for the ETH BTC, okay? We had our initial breakout right here. Okay? We're right now at the 20-week EMA. Coiling up price action within a bullish pennant. In theory, we should see that break to the upside. May not, you never know. Bad things could happen in the market and I'll lose more Bitcoin. Shit. If that happens, well, c'est la vie. But, so far so good, I would say, on this chart. And I would think that with everything going on, we have ETF inflows finally and treasury companies and all this kind of stuff. It favors Ethereum moving up, okay? So I'm not looking for a huge move here, just 100%, which obviously for crypto is not that crazy. But when you start playing the ratios between Bitcoin and other coins, it gets very, very tricky. However, I think right now, catching that move from 0.025 to 0.05 for Ethereum, and this is not going to happen overnight. This is a trade that might take 6, 12, 18 months to play out. But I think we're going to start heading back in that direction. And I'm patient. I can wait. I'm not in a hurry. I don't need this to happen overnight. Okay, this trade can take a year to play out. It's fine. And again, this is just what I'm doing with my money, not what you should do with your money. I'm sharing my trades, my theses, what I'm doing with my money here. If that has any value for you, well then, thank you very much. But you should not just be blindly doing things because I do them, okay? I'm not risking 100% of my Bitcoin stack here. I like the idea of the ETH BTC trade, but I also am not a crazy person who's going to throw away all my Bitcoin, okay? If it's wrong, if I get it wrong, then I don't want to risk that much. So I'm taking a percentage of my Bitcoin, putting it on this trade, okay? So we need ETH BTC ratio to go up 100%. Now, right now you can see the MACD basically couldn't be much lower than it was the other day, finally starting to trend up. It has been literally below the zero line since 2023. Since March 2023, the MACD on the ETH BTC ratio has been horrific, okay? So let's see if we can actually finally change that around here and get the momentum trending back in the right direction. We need to get back, of course, above the zero line. We can also see we had an oversold reading here on the RSI right here. Again, this is a weekly chart. That's a pretty powerful signal, if you ask me. One that you don't see very often. In fact, the last time you saw a signal that powerful on the ETH BTC ratio was right here, 2019. Look what happened afterwards. We had an incredible rally on the ETH BTC ratio. I'm not saying it's going to play out exactly like this numbers-wise or anything, but you can see it rallied 400%. I'm not looking for a 400% rally. I don't need a 400% rally. I need a 100% rally, which I think is not asking too much from Ethereum at this stage. So obviously, we'll see how that plays out. But powerful signals here, okay? Very powerful signals. And of course, you can see there were two great selling opportunities, even just based on the RSI, with much higher levels when we got those overbought readings later on, okay? So that's what I essentially be looking for a good move, either 100% or seeing these overbought readings, which may come without a 100% move, but we'll see. I would think we need a pretty decent move to get overbought readings here for the ETH BTC ratio. But again, I try not to get too greedy. Take the money when it's on the table, okay? If I think, look at the chart, say, okay, ETH's just really running, it's gonna go to X price now, maybe leave it open a bit longer, but that's the target, okay? That's the target, 100% move, 0.05. That's the ratio we're looking for. Now, Here's the thing. You might say, well, that's crazy, Lark. ETH's dead. Kicked in the balls. You've said so many times. I agree. I think there's been a lot of good things that the ETH Foundation, the Vitalik, Joe Lubin, all these guys have been doing recently to try to put the wind back in the sails for Ethereum. So I like that. Okay, that's good. The flip side, Solana's still definitively coming for Ethereum's lunch right now. Okay, we have more competitors than ever before. A lot of stuff on Ethereum still needs a lot of addressing, and even the things that they're proposing now are just temporary fixes, let's say plastering over the cracks. We need more fundamental changes coming for Ethereum, and those will come in the years to come. So we'll see. But the vibes have definitely shifted. We see the money shifting as well. Positive Ethereum ETF inflows, all that kind of stuff. So Ethereum can still go to $10,000 this cycle, which I know you're thinking right now, Lark, hitting that hopium again, man. You got Stockholm Syndrome here with the ETH bags, man. Give it up, son. Give it up. Look, if ETH goes to 10K, which is not an unlikely scenario in my mind, especially if Bitcoin goes to 250K, that's about a 300% move from here. For Bitcoin to go to 250K, it's about 150% move, let's say. We're rounding up here approximately, right? So that's a 2-to-1 outperformance, aka 100% move on the ETH BTC ratio. Okay, so that's the kind of scenario we need for this ETH BTC trade to play out. And that is what I'm currently betting my money on. Pray for my bags, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.